Welcome into Dolphins All Access. Mike Cunha alongside Steve Goldstein here. Just a short while ago, we had Mike McDaniel out here on the podium talking about the Patriots and what's to come this week. Week 2, Miami hoping to get out that 2-0 start, but it's certainly tough going against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. What do you look forward to the most in this matchup?
Well, number one, it's a desperate Patriots team.
Yes.
You go 0-2 at home. I don't know all the numbers, Mike, but 0-2 to start the season, your playoff percentages go down. 0-2 at home to start the season, they really go down. I'm looking forward to seeing 2-2 in Tyreek and see if they could do it again. You talk about Bill Belichick, who really is a week-to-week game planner. His game plan can look completely different depending upon the opponent. I don't think anybody does it quite the way he does. So I'm really curious to see. I don't expect 466 and 11 for 215 again this week, but it's going to be interesting to see that chess match. And all eyes really every single week, I think, are on number one, or on the quarterback. I mean, player of the week. Now, if you go by the odds in Vegas, either a favorite or co-favorite to win the MVP of the entire league. What's Tua going to bring on the road?
Yeah, we'll see. I wonder if it'll be 466 again. Now, last week going into that game against the Chargers, I was thinking matchups I was looking forward to. The offensive line looked a little different, obviously, now with Tron Armstead in there. What would Mack and Bosa do against Kendall Lamb this week? We are seeing Tron Armstead in a non-contact jersey practicing. Is there a matchup you're looking forward to? I think I've got a fun one, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Yeah, I'm really looking at, and the line was excellent last week. I really want to see, I'm looking at the Dolphins defense, how Vic Fangio matches up, Stevenson, Ezekiel Elliott. Last week against the Eagles, Belichick's game plan was not to run the ball, unlike the Chargers did, only ran it 22 times. That could flip, especially after he watches that film. I'm really looking forward to seeing the interior of the Dolphins' defensive line, where it seemed like there was all kinds of room. Maybe some of that was by design to take away the passing game against the Chargers. That matchup, Patriots running game, those two guys against the Dolphins run defense.
Yeah, they certainly have to clean it up. Okay, the matchup I'm looking forward to, though, Durham Smythe and Mike Gesicki.
Oh, you got the one-on-one.
Who's going to – they're not really matching up against each other, but I want to see who gets more targets, who gets more catches. Maybe someone finds the end zone in that one. I think that could be a lot of fun, especially on social media for Dolphin fans, because I think people were tracking that. Like, Mike Gesicki must be screaming right now, watching Durham catch all these passes against the Chargers. You know what? We did see Tron Armstead, though, as I mentioned. Are you hopeful that this is a sign that he could play in week 2?
I'm not even concerned really about this particular game. Obviously, you'd love to have him in there. But the way Kendall Lamb played at left tackle, the kind of training camp Kendall Lamb had, it's real impressive. And I think you have to go to part of it, give Mike McDaniel credit, the coaching change on the offensive line. I think that's worked. Butch Barry is familiar with this system, so I think he's coached it well. But at the end of the day, you look at the general manager, Chris Greer, says we need more depth. Lamb obviously was here limited, but you figure he could play a bigger role. You go out and get Isaiah Wynn as a veteran free agent from the Patriots. And those two guys, I know it's only one game, but those two guys were pretty much perfect in week 1. So the bigger thing for me, Mike, with Armstead, it looks like he's going to be able to play. Whether that's Sunday, whether that's next week against the Broncos, or even the week after, that's the good news.
Trending in the right direction.
That's what I meant to say.
Yes. I'm not even going to ask you for a prediction, because I think we're both on the same page. I think the Dolphins come out of this one 2-0 and then come back to Miami. Finally, we'll see them play. It's been a long time since we've seen the Fins play at Hard Rock Stadium, Goldie. Can't look past the Patriots, but I think we're both thinking 2-0 here, right?
Well, and then you're looking at 3-0, because I am looking past the Broncos. I don't think there's any way – I shouldn't say this to jinx it. I don't think there's any way the Dolphins are losing on the 24th, the home opener against Denver. So I look at this game. It is a huge opportunity. Yes. Mike, on the road, same thing we talked about with the Patriots being desperate. You go 2-0 on the road in the conference, one of them in the division. Yeah. Wow, do you have a terrific start to the season.
Especially with what's happening with the Bills and the Jets. A little bit of turmoil, both of those teams early on. So if Miami can get a big jump on the division – who knows? Maybe I think you predicted at the start of the season that the Dolphins would win the division. This would be a good start.
Yeah.
All right, for Goldie, I'm Mike. That's Dolphins All Access. We'll see you next week.